You guys, welcome back to my channel. This is so weird. I sat down to film a video in like, what, has it been like 2 months? I don't even know. It's been forever. This feels strange. Anyway, before we get started, if you are new to my channel, hey, how are you? Thanks for joining the fam. I don't even know what my intro is anymore. Jesus Christ. But yeah, if you are a returning viewer, I don't even know how to speak. If you are a returning viewer, a returning subscriber, what's up? What's poppin'? Welcome back. You are a real one. I can't even deal with myself right now. 2 months is a long periodically time.
We have to sit out here and wait a long periodically time.
It's a long time. That's a long time. But yeah, before we really get into the video, make sure you like this video because, you know, I'm here, I'm back, support your girl. And make sure you subscribe because we are 900 strong. Listen, I haven't been around, but y'all been showing out for your girl and I really appreciate y'all. So thank you so much for everybody who has been subscribing, even though I have not put out content in a while. I think the last video I put out was my Shein haul. So again, thank you guys so much for still subscribing, still supporting my channel. I really appreciate it.
You smart, you loyal, you're grateful. I appreciate that.
And we're almost to 1,000. Like, that's crazy because I've been trying to get there for like so long. So this is only the beginning. So again, join the fam. But yeah, if you're new here, join the fam. You're here, why not stay? And yeah, let's get into the video. If you hear anything in the background, it's because Harley's in here, my daughter. So yeah, life update. Where have I been? What have I been doing? So basically your girl had to take a long break, a very serious break. Not even just from YouTube, just from like life in general. I spoke about it in my business update video. I was talking about just like life and like the importance of like balance and like, you know, taking a break and just like paying attention to your mental health. And obviously, like, if you're not the best version, if you're not healthy mentally, like, you can't be, you're no good to anybody else. If you're, you know, if you're not the best version of yourself, then you're not good to anything or anybody else. So that was basically the point where I was getting to. I started my entrepreneurial business journey, boss babe vibes, you know, whole thing in February. I said I want to be my own boss. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have multiple streams of income. So my first thing I started to do was I started with my Instagram journey. I had already had like a little solid, like, tiny following, and so I really knew I wanted to work with brands. I started with meeting with a social media marketer. We went over some really cool tips and tricks, and she helped me just solidify some certain things that I had to do in order to grow my following, YouTube based, Instagram based, all that stuff. How to pitch to brands, how to start working with them, being consistent with my content, all that kind of stuff. So I hit the ground running. After meeting with her, I started going. And when I mean I started going, I started going. So I started in February with 2,200 followers. It is September now and I have 3,400. So I gained over 1,000 followers in about 6-7 months. And that was just like me being super consistent. And like I said, I was going and going and going and going. So that was the first thing I started doing. Then I had already had, I've mentioned it before, that I'm a lash tech. I'm also in school for aesthetics, so esthetician school for like skincare. So I had already been doing like my little lash tech thing. I had only been doing like one style of lashes. So I'd already been doing that, but obviously like right around that time, like February, March, is when like quarantine hit. So that was like my one business that I knew I was really into, but that was something I couldn't do. Like, obviously with quarantine, you can't do lash extensions. You couldn't do anything. So that was on the back burner. So I was like, what else can I do? So I definitely started YouTube. I knew YouTube was obviously another thing that I wanted to be consistent on, so I started making my YouTube videos. I started with my daughter's like curly hair tutorial, and then I just started from there and just was making YouTube videos. So that was my second thing. So now we have Instagram and YouTube. Third, what did I do? So third thing was then my cosmetics line. So with that, obviously, like, because I couldn't do lash extensions, well, I was like, well, everybody still wants to have lashes, so why not just sell them? Again, I had talked about it. I knew I had the resources, I had everything that I needed. I just had to do it. So that was when I started the cosmetics. So now we have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have the cosmetics. All the while I'm in school, so our school had transferred over to Zoom, so I still had a lot of time. Like, even though I was still in school, it was a little bit different. I could do it on my own terms. It was a little bit easier to work with, I guess. Even though it was harder in a lot of senses, I had more time still because I wasn't physically in school, so I had more time to devote to other things. So that was kind of, even though I was in school, like, it's on the back burner a little bit. So that was happening. So that's February, March, April, and May. So all during that time, like, not only did I have like all my businesses going, all my different things, so I'm just, every day is just like, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do? It was just kind of constant. And then on top of that, like, I had stuff in my personal life going on, and my way of dealing with things in my personal life, like when things are hard for me, when I'm feeling like emotional about things, my way of dealing with them is just to work through it instead of like taking the time to sit in my feelings, deal with what I'm dealing with, deal with what I'm feeling, and then, you know, after I've dealt with that, then keep pushing. Like, I just push it off and then keep going. So that was that. All that time, like, everything else was just more and more and more and more important than my personal feelings, my tiredness, my exhaustion, because I'm thinking, you know, you gotta be determined, you gotta be like focused, you can't worry about like how you're feeling and all that kind of stuff. Like, you gotta be focused, that's more important. So I pushed all that stuff off to the wayside and I kept my focus. Didn't want to stop, I didn't want to slow down, so I kept pushing through it. So then June came, and June we started school again. So that's when things started to get a little tricky for me, is because now those 4 hours, actually more like 6, because my school's an hour away, so I have to drive there, drive back. So that's a whole chunk of time where I'm no longer home, and I can't multitask and do school and do business. Like, when I'm in school now, I have to really be pretty much focused on school. I can't really multitask, or I can't film videos while I'm in school. You know, I'm like listening on Zoom and filming at the same time. There's no more of that multitasking that I can really do, you know, for the most part, because I'm in school. So that cuts out time. And then on top of that, after that happened, then I was able to start taking clients again for lash extensions. So now I'm not only doing YouTube, Instagram, my cosmetics line, but then I'm also now back taking clients doing lash extensions. So that's 4 businesses plus school. Then I have also, I work. So, you know, the first 5 hours of the day, you know, from 7 to 12 in the morning, I work as a phlebotomist. So I'm working at work, then I come home. Either if it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go to school. If it's a Tuesday or Thursday, I come home, I take clients. If not taking clients, then I'm doing one of the 3 other things that I have. And on top of that, then I started my 4th business, well, 3rd business technically, for 5th stream of income, which would have been, or will be, my Mommy and Me clothing line. I started working on that, so I'm spending money doing that, designing t-shirts, trying to get all that together, trying to put designs together so I can start that website. Then I'm putting together that website, starting that business. So then there's all of that. Again, still stuff in my personal life going on, still a lot of stressful things going on outside of just what I'm putting myself through on purpose, my businesses. So, you know, again, it was just a really like a strong build up. And then unfortunately in August my mom passed away. So we had been dealing with that for a while. That was one of the things in my personal life that we had been dealing with. But hello, baby. You say hi. Hi. Say welcome back to our channel. You're not gonna talk? No. Okay. You want apple juice?
Yeah, apple juice, please.
Okay. We will be right back. We're gonna go get some apple juice. Yeah.
Apple juice.
Apple juice.
This is a good apple.
Alright, we're back. I got baby girl some juice. I got me and I guess they're called This is the watermelon lime. This is sparkling water. Fun fact, I used to hate sparkling water, but then I had the alcoholic version and now I like sparkling water. Also, I've been super into like everything watermelon flavored, like everything watermelon flavored. So yeah, watermelon lime. It's really good. Refreshing. Got my little green straw. Delicious. Anyway, so back to where was I at? So yeah, so like I said, unfortunately, in August, my mom passed away. She had been dealing with dementia for the past 5 years. It was something my family was like prepared for. It wasn't like out of nowhere. We had been dealing with it for a while, but it finally came to a head. Obviously, we already knew what was going to happen eventually. We were just kind of just waiting for it to happen. So it had been taking its toll, and so like that was for me like the straw that broke the camel's back. And again, my first reaction to that was to keep working, and it was actually not even my fault really, because I had already signed some contracts with some brands. I got my first major deal with Revlon. I actually got to work with them. I got paid to work with them. They reached out to me for their new what's it called, collaboration that they just had with the Wonder Woman. So they had a Wonder Woman collab, a Wonder Woman collection that they came out with. They reached out to me, asked me to make content for them. They sent me the content, they paid me for it. So that was like so major, so big, and that had happened. I signed the contract like 2 months before that. So, and then it happened at the day before the day of posting, like that I had to post it, was the day she passed away. So it was like, I already got paid for this, I already signed this contract, and this is the day that I had to sign it. Then the girl that, you know, I had to like had been working with was out of the office, so like I couldn't reach out to her. So it was just a whole mess. Not even a mess, but it was just, my hands were tied. So it was like people knew what had happened, but I still had to post this thing. So I guess maybe to other people it might have looked like insensitive, or like I didn't care about what had happened to my mom, but it was like, no, like this is business. Like there's, you like unfortunately in some cases, you know, even though bad things happen to you, like the grind can't stop. But then after like that, like the first couple days, I guess it really hadn't I guess it hadn't sunk in, like just how I was really feeling. Like I was just still like not in shock, but just like again pushing through it, not paying attention to how I feel, just keep going. And then by the next week I was exhausted. Like I just couldn't, like mentally, like it wasn't even physical, like it was just a mental exhaustion. Like I just couldn't function like with anything. Like I just was done. I was so exhausted. So that's when I had already stopped making YouTube videos. I think by then I had already put that Shein haul up, and I hadn't been making YouTube videos, but just everything one by one had just started falling to the wayside, and I was just completely down for the count, completely out of it. Everything just stopped. You know, the only thing that I was doing was literally waking up in the morning and going to work, going to school, because I had to, obviously taking care of my daughter, and probably not even doing a very good job at that. It was just a really hard few months, mentally, physically, emotionally, for me. Again, not only with my mom, but other things in my personal life going on, and then all of the added things on top of that. So it was a long few months. It was kind of, it was building itself up to it, honestly. And you know, I finally like had no choice but to stop. Like everything in life just was like, stop, you need to chill out, sis, and you need to take a break. And I finally just was like, you know what, it killed me, because that's not my personality, that's not me to stop. Like I hated stopping, but I also couldn't keep going forward because I wasn't motivated. Like anything that I was doing really was just a waste of time, because it wasn't wholehearted. It was just half effort. You know, I couldn't really give my all to anything at that point. I really took the time to regroup and refocus, rethink my direction, rethink my goals, rethink what I wanted. And you know, now, yes baby, Harley, be careful. So yeah, I really took the time to regroup and refocus and really hone back in on my vision, my goals, what I had for myself. I got back to getting organized. One thing that I had stopped doing was planning out my day. I'm a kind of person who needs to plan out everything. Are you copying me? I have to plan out everything. If I have an idea, if I have something in my mind that I want to do, I need to write it down and I need to plan it out for my day. And I hadn't been doing that, and that was one thing that was causing me so much stress and anxiety, is not having planned out my days. So that was one thing that I got back on top of. I haven't yet, but I started looking into therapists and somebody who I can like professionally talk to, because sometimes talking to your friends, I mean, and other people that you love, like they might have good advice, but sometimes you need a real professional to talk to and to help you through, like work through your issues. So I started looking into that. Oh, Harley, come on. I started to like look at my brand and figure out like what can I tweak, what can I work on. There's certain things, like down to like little things like colors, that like the pink wasn't the pink that I wanted it to be. It was just like it what are you doing? It was pink, but it wasn't the pink that I wanted. Whereas like just small things like that, fonts and like little things. So I'm back. I am ready to get back on the ball. Like I said, I'm getting organized. I am ready to just start new, start fresh, start, you know, coming back on here with content. With my channel, I really want to start it in a you know, more niched direction. Definitely using my channel for more lifestyle content, more Harley content, mostly just like mompreneur, like realistic, like what it's like to deal with all of that, you know, all these businesses, all these different things, school, work, you know, and just you really like hone in on that and like show our life and like, you know, what we do on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of stuff coming, a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, I just want to show our life a little more on here and really use my channel for that mostly. Obviously, like I'll still do some makeup content. I still want to continue with my beauty and the business series, but definitely that was another thing that was adding way too much pressure to me, trying to put videos out like that weekly, knowing that I had so much other stuff going on. So I'll probably start doing that maybe every 2 weeks, or maybe like once a month I'll do a beauty in the business video, and that way it's a little less pressure and I'll be able to really give my all to that one video instead of trying to rush during the week to put out content. You know, I'd rather it be less frequent but more heartfelt and actually, you know, have substance than to just be pushing content on you guys. So yeah, just stay tuned for everything. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I'm so excited to get back and to get back on the ball. So if you are interested in seeing mommy content and Harley content and more about our lives, realistic lives, life with this crazy 3-year-old, then please again like this video, subscribe to our channel. We have so much more in store. Again, thank you guys so much for supporting me. We are almost 1,000 strong, and yeah, so I know the next video I want to try and put out is like our morning routine, like realistic morning routine with me and this child, because child, our mornings be rough. Okay, rough. They be rough. They be rough. Okay, so I'm gonna try and put that out soon, but yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. I have to actually get ready for school and drop her off at her father's house. You gonna go see daddy's house? Yeah, we're gonna get you over here. So thank you guys again for tuning into this video. Again, make sure you subscribe, comment, like, all of that. We're going to Dada's house. Yes. Again, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in our next one. Say bye. Bye. Bye.